Dear brothers and sisters, there's something sacred about the early morning when the house is still quiet, when the sky hasn't fully made up its mind, and the world hasn't started shouting yet. But even in the stillness, sometimes our minds feel anything but peaceful. Have you ever woken up and felt that familiar tightness in your chest? That quiet dread of another day filled with unknowns? The creeping fear that you're walking into something you're not strong enough for? The pressure of trying to trust God, while everything in you is bracing for disappointment? If so, you're not alone. Strengthening faith, real faith, isn't a switch you flip. It's a walk, and sometimes it's a crawl. Some mornings we rise with bold confidence in God's promises. Other mornings we whisper, "Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief," Mark 9:24. And that whisper is still a prayer. It still counts. This space, this quiet moment is not about pretending to be strong. It's about learning how to lean. Faith isn't about never doubting. It's about learning to bring those doubts to God over and over, and choosing to trust anyway. Choosing to believe there's a bigger plan, even when it feels like everything is unraveling. Maybe you're carrying a situation right now that doesn't make sense. Maybe God seems silent or distant. Or maybe you're exhausted from trying to hold it all together. Your family, your job, your emotions, your health, and your soul is just tired. I get it. We all hit those places. And it doesn't make you a weak Christian. It makes you a human one. You were never meant to carry life alone. Proverbs 3:5-6 says it so clearly. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways submit to Him, and He will make your path straight. But let's be honest, leaning not on our own understanding, that's easier said than done, because our understanding is loud. It's right in front of us. It's the fear of what we can see, the memories of what we've lost, the pain that still lingers in our bodies and our minds. And trusting God? Trusting a God we can't always feel, especially when life feels uncertain. That takes a kind of faith that doesn't always come naturally. But here's the thing. Faith isn't something we muster up from inside ourselves. It's not about forcing belief or faking joy. Faith grows when we sit with God, even when our hearts are full of questions. When we show up in the dark and say, "God, I'm here. I don't understand, but I'm still showing up." Faith is a seed, not a badge. You don't have to prove it, you just need to water it. And that's what this prayer is about. This is a space where you don't have to perform. You don't have to say all the right things. You can come with shaky hands, a racing mind, and an unsure heart. You can bring it all here, because God is not intimidated by your struggle. He's not disappointed in your questions. He's not waiting for you to get it together before He meets you with grace. He's here now, right now, with you. Isaiah 41:10 says, "So do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." You don't need a 5-year plan to trust Him today. You don't need a flawless track record to have faith. All you need is a willing heart. A heart that says, "Lord, I want to trust you, even if I don't see the whole picture." So this morning, let's take a breath together. Let's lay it all down, the fear, the doubt, the pressure, the timeline, the weight of not knowing what's next. Let's open our hands, even just a little, and let God hold what we can't. Let's stop trying to outrun our fear and start facing it with Him. You were never expected to be perfect. You were invited to be present, and you are right here. So let's pray not to escape reality, but to face it with more peace, more clarity, and a deeper trust in the one who sees the whole story. Father, this morning I come to you with trembling hands and an open heart. Not because I feel strong, not because everything makes sense, but because I need you, because I need to trust you again, and I'm not always sure how. You already know what I'm carrying, the questions, the weight, the places in my soul that feel like loose threads. You see the part of me that's tired of trying to hold it all together, the part that's grown quiet in its faith, the part that wants to believe again but doesn't know where to start. And so I start here, with you. Lord, I want to trust you more, not just with the things that feel manageable, but with the messy middle, with the parts I can't figure out, with the seasons that feel like they're going nowhere, with the wounds that still ache when no one's looking. I bring it all to you, because you're not afraid of my questions, because you don't walk away when I'm uncertain, because you meet me in the dark and whisper, I'm still here. God, I want a faith that's real, not polished, not performative, just real, honest, gritty, the kind of faith that shows up in the silence and says, even here, I choose to believe. Sometimes that belief is shaky. Sometimes I'm holding it like a flickering candle in the wind. But you said that even faith the size of a mustard seed can move mountains, Matthew 17:20. So I bring you what I have. It may not feel like much, but it's mine. It's real. And I offer it to you this morning. Help me trust you when the path ahead looks foggy and unclear, when I don't know what the next step is, when I've prayed and waited and nothing seems to change. Help me believe you're working, even when I can't see it. Help me to rest in the truth that faith isn't about me having all the answers. It's about knowing the one who does. You, Lord, you are still good. You are still God. You are still writing my story even when I can't read the next chapter. So I release the things I've been gripping too tightly, the need to control outcomes, the urge to fix what I was never meant to fix, the fear that you won't come through this time, the voices that tell me you've forgotten me. I release it all, because I don't want to build my life on my own understanding. I want to build it on you, on your promises, on your character, on your faithfulness that never changes, even when everything else does. You said in Jeremiah 29:11, For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you a future and a hope. So I hold on to that, even when my present feels confusing, even when I'm in the middle of a waiting season that feels longer than I expected, even when I feel like I'm walking uphill in the dark without a map. You are still leading. You are still God. You are still good. Lord, I thank you that I don't have to earn your love or prove my worth. I don't have to perform to receive your grace. I just have to come, and here I am, weary, open, willing. I don't want a shallow faith that only shows up when life is easy. I want a deep, anchored faith, the kind that stands firm in storms, the kind that keeps praying when it's hard, the kind that clings to you even when you're silent. Help me become that person, Lord, not overnight, not by striving, but by staying close to you, day by day, prayer by prayer, step by step. Help me remember what you've already done, how you've come through before, the doors you opened, the ones you closed to protect me, the strength you gave me when I didn't think I'd make it, the tears you caught, the moments you carried me when I couldn't carry myself. You've never failed me, God, not once. And I trust that you won't start now. So when doubt creeps in, and it will help me bring it to you instead of running from you. When fear starts writing the story, help me rewrite it with faith. When I feel overwhelmed, remind me that you are not. When I'm waiting, remind me that delay is not denial. When I don't see the fruit, remind me that roots are still growing deep. You are the gardener, and you know what you're doing. Even when I feel buried, I am being planted. Even when I feel forgotten, I am being formed. Even when I feel stuck, I am being strengthened. So let my roots go deep in you, God, deeper than emotion, deeper than circumstance, deeper than what my eyes can see. Anchor me in your love, a love that holds, that heals, that never lets go. Psalm 46:1 says, God is our refuge and strength, an ever-present help in trouble. Let me run to you, Lord. Let me find strength not by avoiding the hard things, but by facing them with you. I surrender my timeline. I surrender my expectations. I surrender my need to have it all figured out. I choose to trust your plan, not because it always feels good, but because I know you are good. Not because I see the whole picture, but because I know you are the artist. You are the shepherd, and I am the sheep. And sheep don't need to know the way, they just need to stay close to the shepherd. So help me stay close, God. Help me recognize your voice above all the noise. Help me believe that if you've called me to it, you'll carry me through it. Help me remember that faith is not about certainty. It's about dependence. And I depend on you every breath, every step, every fragile prayer. Let this day be lived with trust. Not the kind that ignores fear, but the kind that moves through it anyway. Not the kind that waits until everything is perfect, but the kind that thanks you while it's still messy. Let my faith grow, not because I forced it, but because I stayed with you long enough to see you move. And when it's hard to believe, remind me that you believe in me. When I feel like giving up, remind me that you haven't given up on me. When I want to run, remind me that your arms are always open. Lord, thank you for holding me together when I feel like I'm falling apart. Thank you for your promises. Thank you for your presence. Thank you for being the one I can lean on when nothing else makes sense. I trust you, even now. Especially now, amen. Before you go rushing into the demands of your day, take a few more seconds to breathe. Let this prayer echo in the quiet places of your heart. Let it remind you that you don't have to have it all figured out to move forward. Faith isn't a finish line, it's a daily choice, a decision to trust even when it's hard. Especially when it's hard. God sees you. He knows the load you carry. He hasn't missed a moment of your struggle. And the same God who carried you yesterday is the one who walks with you today. Step by step, breath by breath. Hold on to this truth from Psalm 121:2. My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. You are not walking into today alone. You are not facing this moment powerless. You are being held, led, and strengthened by the God who created the stars and still knows your name. So go gently. Let peace lead you. Let trust steady your feet. And if this prayer brought you any kind of peace, I invite you to share it with someone who may be wrestling in the dark today. We never know what battle someone's facing. One prayer can be the lifeline they didn't know they needed. Subscribe to stay connected. Like, comment, or reflect below. What are you trusting God for today? Let this be a place where we build one another up, not in perfection, but in presence. May your faith grow deeper. May your hope rise stronger. May your trust in God carry you through this day and every one after. And remember, in everything, give thanks.